Director, the smooth Mr. David Peterson Jr. David.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you guys for being here with us to celebrate 28 years of greatness. Everybody give a round of applause for that. So I know you guys thought you would come here to just have a dinner and listen to some music. We're here to do some work. Sorry to tell you. So before you guys leave, we need everybody to be ambassadors for this movement that we have, this cultural economic development movement, this community economic development movement. You know, what we're doing is basically redeveloping our community socially and economically by using our history, heritage, and culture. 28 years we've been a proof of concept of what that looks like. So now, while we're at the cusp of creating the world's first Black labor history tourism district, we need all of your help. So everybody here, we thank you for being here. You know, I'm very thankful to the people that I work closely with, specifically, you know, my family over at Phalanx Family Services, Far South Chicago Coalition. We've been doing a lot of work for the last few years during COVID, and we thank you for the opportunity to be able to work with you. Ms. Tina Sanders, thank you. We really appreciate you. To everybody here who took the time out to come out and celebrate with us, you know, thank you. We have a video that's going to show a recap of what we've been doing the last year. That'll come soon. We're looking forward to that. Dr. Hughes, thank you for your courageous spirit, for everything you've done. Everybody give him a round of applause for Dr. Hughes. It takes a lot to get out here and do that, so we appreciate you. We really appreciate you doing this work. To our board, thank you guys for all of your hard work, your dedication, to our volunteers, to our supporters, everybody, thank you just for being here. To the servers, people at the bar, the people bringing the food out, we appreciate you. All of our volunteers and staff, thank you guys. And as we continue the night on, if you have not already, take out your phones, make sure that you like our page on Facebook, so that as we have new things coming out, you know, you can stay up to date with what we have going on. Is the QR code here, Dr. Hughes? It's not? Okay. Well, we have a petition that we need you guys to sign as well. Okay, great. Is there? Okay, the hostesses have it. Okay. The hostesses are going to come around with a QR code. We need you guys to sign onto your phone and then sign a petition for us, because we're looking for some support. You know, we're under, in certain cases, under attack. You know, our story set has become so popular that everybody is attempting to hijack the history, if you will. We don't have a problem with working on everybody. You know, we work with people from Italian backgrounds, Irish backgrounds, Japanese backgrounds, everybody. But what we like about our collaborative partnerships is that we all bring something special to the table. So when we come together and we go to battle to preserve history, heritage, and culture, we all have something specific that we bring to the table. Our specific niche that we've been doing for the last 30 years is Black labor history. We do it pretty well, I'd like to say, very humbly speaking. So we don't necessarily need help. We didn't need anybody to presumptuously come in and tell us, you know, what they thought we should do, because you really don't know what it's like doing this work until you start doing it. You don't know what it's like to spend on a dime, you know, and a lot of people will come in outside looking in and make it seem like they know how to do it better than us, because we make it look so easy. But the fact of the matter is, this work is not easy. It gets tiring. We get overwhelmed, and you know, sometimes it hurts doing this work. Sometimes we make a lot of sacrifices that don't look as pretty as the pictures that we put out, the videos that we put out. So we want everybody to continue to walk with us and respect the work that we're doing. So with that being said, we're going to continue on with the program, but I just wanted to make sure that I said thank you, you know, to everybody in this room that has ever had anything to do with what we have going on here. We genuinely appreciate you, and we look forward to celebrating another 28 years with you. Thank you. And with that being said, I get the privilege and the honor of bringing up Dr. Lynn Hughes.
I want to say thank you as well. This This night means more to me than I can say in words. 28 is a number, but it's been a hell of a number for us, I will tell you. And I'm not going to apologize for that language because that comes from in here. It's not scripted. 28 years ago, I founded the A. Philip Randolph Pullman Porter Museum on my own money. No government money, no foundation, no sugar daddy. It was my own money. And it was not easy. I'm not a native Chicagoan. I was a transplant. But when I came to this city and someone sent me to Pullman, and they were very specific. They said, go to the north end. You can get something cheap over there. I heard it, but it didn't resonate until I went there. So the northern part of Pullman Historic District that nobody likes to talk about is where there is a need. There's a financial need, that is a humanitarian need. There's all kinds of needs. Just being human and respectful to the people who live there, there is that need. But it takes somebody like me who doesn't care what you think about what I say to say it so that people can hear it and receive it. Because we're all put here for a purpose. We all have something to give. You have the obligation to give it. You have your arms and legs and strength and nice roof over your head. Some of us have money in the bank, and some of us have nice cars and property and all of that. But there are people, the fact of the matter is that there are people in this city, in this country, in particular, I'm talking about Pullman people who live in North Pullman. I felt that need. I felt that need spiritually. I'm a former entertainer, and I've had the privilege of having a good life. I came from biracial parents, Jewish and Cuban, get that will you. But it was an interesting family, and it taught us a lot of things that I realized as when I became an adult. Everybody doesn't have. It's a different perspective. But we were taught to respect people. We were taught to do what we could. My mother used to say, if you see something that needs to be done, don't be just standing there, damn it, do it. And so those seeds that were planted in us when we were children carried me through my life. And while all the fame and glamour with being an entertainer, being mentored by people like Sammy Davis Jr. and Frank Sinatra and Peter Lawford and all of those people taught me a lot. I got a chance to know both sides of the street. And so names and titles don't impress me. And that's why I had a hard time in Chicago because people didn't get that. They wondered why I wasn't bowing down. I bowed down to one, and he's up there. He's not walking on two legs down here. But the Spirit touched me when I went to North Pullman and I saw those little boys standing on the corner. It broke me. It touched me in a way that I had never felt. And I immediately felt like it was my responsibility to do something. I didn't know what that was at the time. I had to wait until he told me what to do. And what needs to happen in that community is what we've been trying to do for 28 years. Infuse pride, self-respect, and respect for each other. And the understanding that your history, heritage, and culture is all that you have. It is your capital. But other people are benefiting from your capital. And so I became the messenger, and I drafted this young man to be the messenger. He didn't know he was being drafted. He was just a little boy. But he watched me work and fight and battle people in all levels to do what we have done. And so it is with great pride that I say that we are 28, we are celebrating 28 years. Because we did it without bowing down and without asking people. And it was difficult. But somewhere along the way, I think around 2018, the administration changed at Chicago Federation of Labor. And a door opened that had not been opened to us before. And so then we had friends. Wasn't a lot of them, but we had friends, so they was looking at us with a John side, trying to see, what are they up to? I knew they did. Because we're not union, but we're human. We're cultural activists. And they gave me the label activist scholar, but I'm a brick thrower just like union men are. And so I have done what I could, all that I could, poured my whole life, my whole savings, my kids' college money to do what we have done. But I am so proud of what we have done, and we are on the cusp of creating the first Black labor history tourism district in the nation, and nobody gave us that idea. Nobody gave us that idea. God gave that idea to David. He brought it to me and said, Mom, this is what we can do. And so as he said we can do, I knew it wasn't his idea, just like the museum wasn't mine, it was God's idea. So we are soldiers and have been doing the work, and it's been referred to, but it's like suddenly everybody and their mother wants to talk about Pullman porters, but they only want to tell the little media sound bites. Those men suffered, struggled to take care of their families on menial salaries, and disrespect they endured to create the climate for A. Philip Randolph to come along and create the first Black labor union in America that was their union and opened the doors for many. I would gather to say most people in this room, especially most Black people, because when they did, they opened the door for us to create or to join the economics of this country in a way that we had never been before. And so through that, we owe a debt of gratitude. And so that is why we do what we do, and that's why people say, oh, she's difficult to work with, she won't cooperate. No, I'm not going to do what you say. That's the difference between cooperation and following your directive. GOD is the only directive I follow. And so I want to say that I thank all of you, and I thank all of you, and as what has been said, we need help. And so we're strong enough now to stand on our own and say we need help. And so we need your help, everyone in this room. Whatever it is that you have to offer, whether it's a prayer, a word of encouragement, and if those of you have checkbooks that you can open, we need that especially. Because I spent all of their money and mine. But we need to raise money. We need to raise money. The first expansion project is $5 million. We've raised $3 million on our own. And so we need help raising more. And so, I know you didn't expect me to say all that. I didn't either, but it just came out. But I embarrass him all the time. That's what happens. Mothers get to do things. That's what happens. I think I did a good job. I think I did a good job, but I want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. You have no idea what it means to me, for me to look out here and see these faces of something, many of whom I know, who have been there for us every step of the way. And I want to thank more than they will ever know Bob Villar, Darren Bird, Sandra Robinson, Cynthia Chapman, and our ongoing, forever honorary board member, Cliff Kelly. You have been there for us, who have been there for us, And people like Chelsea Whittington. She's a PR rock star, and we stumbled upon her. I mean, we would never have been able to do the things that we have done. Because we have no PR budget. We just get up and go. When God says go, we get up and go. And it turns out to be successful. And so I just want to thank all of you. And we're going to give you some instructions a little later. And now we've inducted Jose Sanders. He thinks he can get away with no, not happening. But thank you so, so very much. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
Another round of applause for David and Dr. Hughes. When she calls, you answer. Can you tell that? I just want to let it soak in what she said. There's a lot of undercurrents here, a lot of strength, a lot of fortitude involved. She speaks what she means, but there's a lot of undercurrent there that she won't talk about. She's humble in that way. She's done so much, taken nothing, and built this organization, and built the legacy, and built this mission. And we want to honor her and let this thing happen while she's here to see it, my dear. Everybody, I just want to acknowledge one more time, too, this beautiful venue. This is nice, IBEW. Very, very, very nice. Talk about cooperative spirit. The passion and commitment to keep the museum's mission alive is quite clear. Remember, it's the only one of its kind here in the nation. And if you haven't pledged your personal support for the expansion project we're going to tell you about, there is no time like the present to do that. Your donations not only honor the life and legacy of a labor pioneer for the Randolph, the Brotherhood of Sleeping Car Porters, but it also fuels the museum's mission and preserves its rightful place in American history, the history of organized labor and the civil rights movement. I gotta tell you, I feel so wonderfully blessed to be here. As I was just telling Chelsea a little bit earlier, I have a connection with the railroad. My late father, worked on the railroad, and when I say on the railroad, literally on the railroad. He was not blessed enough to be a Pullman porter, but my father built the tracks that the trains rode on. So without the men out there with the spikes and the hard hats and the boots and the creosote, there would have been no tracks for those trains to roll on, and therefore no legacy for us to be celebrating here. So without Pullman porters, we had a chance to get the Defender down in Arkansas where I grew up because the Pullman porters dropped it off, as they went all through the South, and that's how the Great Migration came about, was because the porters, of course, spread the word, come north to Chicago, and my folks went either here or went out west, but they got out of that South, except for those of us who were young. So there's a legacy with all of us that sometimes we don't even know, and we should always recognize, celebrate, and honor. And I feel so privileged that I'm up in the rail car now, not on the tracks, and I feel blessed and privileged to be up here sharing that story as well. Fortunately, Dr. Hughes and the team are making giving very, very simple. You got several options to deal with. If you look around, there are plaques strategically placed throughout the room with those QR codes. Our hostesses also have plaques that can bring to your table. Just simply scan the code with your phone and then follow the prompts, and you'll be able to give very generously and give very easily. And if you don't want to go that tech route, if you're not a techie like me, you can, the hostesses have the good old-fashioned envelopes. We take checks, we take cash, we take gold bullions, whatever y'all got. We will take it. Doubloons, we will take it. It's all spendable, and it all is necessary and needed. Lastly, you can also donate through the museum's website by visiting www.nationalpullmanportermuseum.com. That's all one word, no spaces, no dots, no nothing. www.nationalpullmanportermuseum.com. That's an easy address to remember. No hyphens, no nothing. It's there, easy for you. Think about the museum, you got the website right there for you easily. Go in there and click what you need, see what they're doing, and it's also an easy way to contribute and donate to this continued legacy. Now, gotten all the important business out of the way, or at least got it on your mind. We're not getting it out of the way because that's why we're here. At least we got it on your mind. I want you to now get a chance to mix and mingle a little bit, eat, experience the legacy of the National A. Randolph Pullman Porter Museum. Talk among yourselves, do some fellowshipping, show off these outfits before you get a chance to eat this delicious food which has been prepared for us. And we've got a wonderful, wonderful program here honoring some outstanding people. We'll be right back. Bon appetit, my friends.